Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Weather Sim forecast. And in today's forecast, we're going to be talking about another large storm that's going to be coming to the United States over the next few days. And this is going to bring a lot of impacts, as not only will we be looking at the potential for severe weather over the next few days, including today, where there's even the potential to see a few tornadoes. So we will be keeping an eye on that storm very closely, as it does look to cause some significant impacts. And then once we head into the future, this is when we're going to be seeing a huge pattern change that could potentially bring even more severe weather than what we're dealing with right now, including the potential for widespread severe weather, which could even come with a threat for even some tornadoes. So we will keep an eye on the pattern very closely as we head throughout the rest of May and even into the beginning of June. So make sure to stay tuned till the end so that we guys know what to expect for the next 7 to 10 days. And we'll first start off with what's happening across the United States right now. And you guys can see that we do have two enhanced risks for severe weather. We got one across northern Texas in southern Oklahoma, and we also got another one over here towards northern Alabama, northern Mississippi, extreme southwestern Tennessee, and as well as eastern Arkansas. You guys are going to be the area that we especially need to keep an eye on as we head throughout the rest of today. And main concern for today will be large hail. We do have a 30% hatched risk for large hail across areas of Texas and Oklahoma. If you live in this red color, this is where you got a 30% chance of large hail. And if you live in this yellow color, this is where you got a 15% chance of large hail. And where you see this black hatching, this is where we could be talking about some 2-inch in diameter hail or greater, which especially includes the red color. So we will keep an eye on the hail threat very closely for today, as that even comes with a threat for a few tornadoes, not only across Texas and Oklahoma, but we also got another 5% risk for tornadoes across northern Mississippi, eastern areas of Arkansas, and as well as northwest Alabama. Wind threat for today, we do have a 15% risk for damaging winds in the yellow, and then of course these two red colors, this is where we got a more elevated chance for damaging winds, and the 30% chance of damaging winds is really what's driving that enhanced risk over there towards Alabama, Mississippi, and Arkansas. And we still got a chance of even seeing some wind gusts potentially up to hurricane force across Texas and Oklahoma. So wind and hail are going to be the two biggest concerns for today, but even a few tornadoes will still be possible. So we will keep an eye on it very closely, as even tomorrow threat, we still got a chance for some severe storms for tomorrow. Probably won't be nearly as bad as today, but still, we do have a chance of seeing some severe storms tomorrow, which does come with a threat for some large hail, maybe even some very large hail, as we could see a few storms maybe produce up to golf ball size. We also got a threat for a tornado or two tomorrow, and that also comes with a threat for some damaging winds. And then once we get into day 3, that severe weather threat just continues, and it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing anything too crazy for day 3. But once we get past day 3, which the Storm Prediction Center, as of right now, currently does not have any severe weather threat over 4 days out from now. But as we do enter the month of June, this is when I do expect things to change a lot, and we will talk about why. But before we start talking about that, let's first quickly go ahead and look over the flooding risk, because as you can see, we do have the potential for flash flooding across areas of the southern United States especially. We're talking areas from New Mexico all the way over there into the southeast, potentially seeing anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of rain. This is the area that we're especially going to watch for. The area that looks to see the highest rainfall is going to be areas of Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and even over there into Arkansas. So we really need you guys to be paying attention as flooding does appear likely as we head into the next few days. Areas far to the north may get a little bit, but areas up here across the upper Midwest probably won't really get a single drop of rainfall as we get into the next few weeks. But depending on what this looks like, we may see a little bit of this change, so we will keep an eye on it very closely. And of course, we do have a moderate risk for flash flooding. Moderate level 3 out of 4. Level 3 out of 4 on the flash flood threat scale, which means flash flooding will be likely, as this is one of the higher flash flood threats on the scale. We got a moderate level 3 out of 4, like I said, across areas of eastern Oklahoma especially. This is when anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of rainfall is possible. Even in this yellow color, we still got a chance for some flooding. Probably won't be nearly as bad, but we will keep an eye on that today. Tomorrow, flood threat continues to shift east. As we get into day 3, we see a little bit of an elevated threat for flash flooding across West Virginia, Ohio, and eastern Kentucky. Once we get into day 4, a new storm system may form, bringing chances for some more flooding. And then once we get into day 5, we still continue to see chances for flash flooding across the southern plains. But once again, it probably won't be nearly as bad as what we're dealing with right now. But once we enter the month of June, this is when things will likely change. And here's the reason why we will likely be seeing changes as we enter the month of June. The reason why is because if we look at the European model is showing a big surge of energy coming on in, not only for tomorrow and as well as into Tuesday, but once we get into June, as you can see, this is when we see our next big surge of energy. Next big surge of energy may kick off some major severe weather events once we enter the month of June. You guys can see that we're just going to have so much energy around, especially across the plains, Ohio Valley, and as well as the deep south. And that cape is just going to continue over the same areas, still bringing chances for severe storms. And you guys can see that when that energy really starts to intensify, we're really going to be seeing numerous showers and thunderstorms kicking off across much of the United States. Just look at that. Look at that. Even some areas are already looking like they're glitching. We're just going to have so much energy around once again, and this is what's going to really be our big changer as we get into the month of June. And I really expect that to just continue. Just going to continue even as we get into the middle of June as well. So really going to be a game changer from now on, guys. We really need you guys to once again be paying attention to the weather, as it will be a little bit of a game changer once we enter the month of June. But I do still expect the potential for severe storms even as we get into the later part of May. But from what we're seeing, this weather pattern change really won't start kicking off till we enter the month of June. So make sure to stay tuned for the latest forecasts, and I really do appreciate you guys watching today's forecast. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, as we really do appreciate your guys' support, and I'm hoping that we will be able to reach 2,000 subscribers before summer if we can do that. And if we do get that before summer, that would be much appreciated. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend out there, and as well as a great start to your work week, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thank you all so much for watching, and goodbye.